Hey everybody, it's me here, Kinos. Just wanted to give everybody a bit of an update on my cancer fundraiser for my mother. I haven't updated the GoFundMe in a bit because I've been kind of moving nonstop and being full-time caregiver all of a sudden out of the clear blue, and also being a bit stressed out because if any one of you have ever had to do something like this, you can imagine it's a very stressful job to take on. So I'm still here in Florida and I will be back in Germany probably for a month, starting next month. And so far I've raised approximately $3,000, maybe a little bit more, because there are some funds that came in differently from the GoFundMe. So thank you for everyone who donated and thank you for everyone who has shared. It's going okay here. Some days are better than others. Today was a better day, only because I had to kind of step away from caretaking with my mother because she's an incredibly difficult person to deal with. And this is just how she has been. Um, she started chemo yesterday. And I know in the fundraiser I said that I'm trying to raise money for some of her chemo treatment. Right now she's waiting for her Medicaid to kick in. And for those that have made suggestions about what other things to do and apply for government-wise, we know. We are like stereotypical welfare queens. We know what to apply for. The problem is she's not 65 yet. She will not be 65 until late May. And she's right now waiting for her Medicaid to kick in. So right now, she's like pretty much getting billed for things, but there are some things that need to be paid for, like medication that's not fully covered, and some other things which I'm going to mention in just a moment. So as I said, she started chemo. Yesterday was her first treatment. She's doing okay, but the biggest issue is that she can't eat. So I'm waiting to speak to doctors to see if they can get her on some of the medicines that she was getting when she was in the hospital. Because when she was in the hospital and they had her on that stuff, she felt better and she was able to eat. But as soon as she left the hospital, she's unable to eat. So she's eating very, very tiny, tiny amounts of food right now. The other thing that's coming up is that since I'm leaving at the end of February to go into Germany for about a month, so I can take some time off and do some other business, is that I have to hire a full-time caretaker. So a lot of these agencies, not a full-time, like part-time. So a lot of these agencies that are available, they do not take Medicaid, and she also does not have like long-term care insurance or living life insurance. So that has to be paid out of pocket, and that's going to be about $400 a week. So based on what is already raised, I can so far pay for about maybe 2 months of care. So I'm going to take $400 a week, and I'm going to pay her the caretaker, which we just settled on who that's going to be today when I go to come 3 days a week and stay certain hours, so just 3 days a week with certain hours throughout each day, particularly in the morning. So that's going to cover that. But also some of the money has to as well be used to get me in and out of coming into the country. So that's what money is being raised for right now. And any other cost that may come up, like, I'm still ordering stuff for her, like her water and other like small kinds of food and supplies that she may need or she thinks that she needs. So yeah, this is what's coming up. So I would appreciate it if you all keep donating, because $3,000 or 4,000, which is probably what has really been raised, is not going to be enough for me to be coming back and forth. So my mother does have 5 children, where I am the oldest, but none of them are really stepping up to the plate. My youngest little brother came up over the past weekend from Texas, and he stayed 2 days, not 2 full days, just maybe popped in for an hour each day, and then he's back in Texas. The other siblings who are closer and more than capable to come in and be full-time caretakers are not stepping up to the plate. As a result of that, she has to sign over her life insurance policy in my name. So when this is all said and done, I'm going to be the one to handle all of her final arrangements, because my youngest sister, who was the recipient, is not doing what she's supposed to. So My mother said she has to, she's got to change that. So we're working on that right now. It's not a lot of money, so I'm not going to be coming into a whole bunch of money. The amount of money that her policy is for is that good enough to cover funeral expenses, and that's pretty much about it. So it looks like she got the policy very late in life. So those for now are the updates. I don't know if there's anything else that I can say. She's getting weaker and weaker every day. She's still losing weight. The chemo, she's okay on the chemo right now, but from what I understand, when you're whatchamacallit, the first like bout of chemo, she might initially be okay, but when she starts for the second round, which will happen in March, that's when things might get a little bit tricky. She's being told that she's going to lose her hair. She's got a lot of medication to try to prevent vomiting and nausea, but I'm expecting, that to be it. Yeah, so I will be here for the first two treatments. I was here for the first one on Tuesday. I'll be there for the second one that's happening next week, but I'm going to be leaving just before the third one takes place. Yeah, I think so. So she's 3 weeks on and 1 week off. And then she starts again in March. So depending on how it's going with the caretaker will depend on when I come back. But she does live with two other women. They do work full-time jobs, but one of them at the least is home in the afternoons most times. Right now, because she's kind of out of work, it's a complicated situation. She is home in the afternoons, so she will be assisting, and she is the one that did assist in finding a caretaker to come in. So I'm doing the best I can. It can be a very stressful situation. I told y'all I had to like step away. So I'm in a hotel that one of my sister groups paid for to just give me a little bit of break and to get some rest and to recoup my energy. And yeah, so I want to thank y'all again. And please keep donating. The 15,000 I asked for is what's gonna cover me being able to go back and forth and pay for someone and pay for like minor groceries and things like that, as well as I also need money to be able to pay bills because I will not be working. I'm trying to schedule myself to come back and forth to Germany when I have work, but also I might have to lose some gigs if it comes up on a time that's very detrimental for me to be there, because as I said, her other 4 children, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. There's other family that's close. No one is really taking the initiative. It doesn't seem like anyone really cares. People are being very selfish at this moment, and I'm not really sure if it's because they're in shock or if because they're bitter or if because they just don't care. I don't know. I'm out here because I've got compassion and I'm a humanitarian, and this is my mother, and I think it's the right thing to do. And it's been rough. So I appreciate y'all. I'm going to stop rambling on. I'm going to put this up on the GoFundMe and also update it, but please keep donating. And if you don't want to donate to the GoFundMe, you can definitely go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Aquinos, where I am doing a lot of documentation on this experience, as well as the recipes that I am getting, the Jamaican recipes and how, she cooks, because she was a really good cook. From her. So yeah, donate to my my little book deal, my little book that I'm trying to write up, as I'm going through these experiences. All right, y'all, I'll see you, and we'll see how long this goes. And yeah, thank you for all your support. Bye.